A new university study looking into the cleanliness of babies' dummies has revealed that 9 in 10 are contaminated with harmful bacteria. That doesn't sound good, does it? Dr Ronald Cutler from Tring is an expert in infectious diseases and headed up the research. Doctor, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
God, 9 out of 10. It doesn't sound good, does it?
No, it's not bad. What we actually look for are potential threats to human health that exist in the environment, and this just happened to be one of the studies we were looking at to see how babies' dummies were affected by either dropping them on an outside, or inside the house, or what happens if you take them actually from babies, which is a hard time.
When you analyse these things, and I take it a microscope of some element was used, what was the worst thing you found on them? Babies' dummies.
What we do is we basically culture them, and we grow the cultures up in bacterial media, and then what we look at is the ones that are really grossly contaminated. I mean, when you expect bacteria in the environment, there's nothing new about that, but it's the ones that are really gross, like meat paste over our agar plates. And what we found was, as I said, about 10% of these were really heavily contaminated, which was really surprising to us, to be honest. I didn't expect that.
Because people normally take great care with babies, all aspects of a baby's care, and of course in the dummies in particular, you disinfect them, you clean them.
Well, one would think, and for the most part, people did. I mean, the separation between ones that were really heavily contaminated and the general population of dummies that we tested was very great. I mean, it wasn't sort of a nice, easy curve up to looking at the ones that were really heavily contaminated. There were the ones that were really heavily contaminated, and there were the others. One of the things we did note, though, because we also asked the people, how long had the baby been using the dummies, and once we found out that, it seems to be that our suggestion would be that really you shouldn't use a dummy for more than 3 to 6 months, because once it gets over that, they seem to be more prone to be getting contaminaminated.
See, I never thought people kept their dummies for more. I mean, you'd change them, wouldn't you? I would have thought.
This was, I was surprised as you, but apparently, yes, some dummies are kept for up to 9 months. And there was one Lord. Really quite heavily contaminated one.
Well, in that case, no wonder it's contaminated. I mean, as you say, bacteria is all around, and a little bit of dirt does us some good.
Absolutely. I mean, that's part of life, is interacting with bacteria. These days we've got to be a little more careful, as you know, because we're running out of antibiotics very quickly, and so what we're actually trying to do is find out what potential health issues there are in different environmental specimens. So we're quite worried about this. We also tested some new dummies that we dropped in different environments, shall we say, and funnily enough, and very surprisingly, we found that one of the worst places to drop them seemed to be kitchens. So it just shows you that.
Is that because parents we tend, well, at the time when you have children with dummies, you tend to apply this 5 second rule, like with a bit of toast. It falls on the floor in 5 seconds, and there's no dirt going to get on there.
Trust me, I've been cursed by the 5 second rule, because we actually looked at it about half a year ago. Does it mean anything? And basically, it doesn't. It means that if the environment is dirty and you drop something on it, be it a dummy or a piece of toast or whatever, if the environment is really dirty, it doesn't matter how long you drop it there.
But what if
you pick up again, it's going to be equally contaminated.
Doctor, what if it just drops? And as it drops, yes, it lands, but you pick it straight up again.
Yeah, we did exactly the same thing as you're describing. We'd had literally no time. We just literally dropped it on top of a contaminated surface, picked it up, and it was just as heavily contaminated after 0 seconds as it was after 10 or 15 seconds.
It's quite scary, isn't it?
Well, it's sense. I mean, there is no time. I mean, if you took your fist and hit somebody in the face, you wouldn't hold it there for 10 seconds. It would still be a smack in the face. And it's the same thing. You drop something on the floor, you're going to pick up what's there.
Ronald, pleasure talking to you. Can I just ask you, you're an expert in infectious diseases. It's always concerned because, yes, bacteria is all around us, but you're the sort of person that studies bacteria, you look at things through microscopes and all. Doesn't it ever worry you? Because it plays on my mind, the bacteria.
It never worries me, because I always think we'll come to some way to, with good hygiene practice and with some new antibiotics, we'll be perfectly okay for the next 100 years. As the government, actually, medical officer pointed out, we are in a state of flux at the moment because, as you may be aware, we're running out of effective antibiotics in some cases, and if that goes, then we're back to the 1920s. Fortunately, I don't think that's going to happen because a lot of people are spending a lot of time and effort in looking for new ways to actually control any bacterial infection. And if you want to live to your 100, let's hope we're successful.
Doctor, pleasure talking. You can come back any time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ronald Cutler from Tring.
Well, you got my number.
Oh, we certainly have now. So the 5-second rule doesn't apply. If it falls on the floor, it's still dirty. But the dummy is dirty, yes. But people keep the baby's dummy for 9 months?